Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, December 9th. Back in the frigid cold of Chicago. Had fun in Florida. Weather was great. Trading was fantastic yesterday. I hit that really nice trade yesterday. The setup that I left you guys with. Pretty much zero drawdown on that guy. Hopefully everybody got that one, because that was a pretty damn nice one. Morning, Cad. Morning, Terry. Morning, Michael. Morning, Senna. All right. So the ES is kind of in the same. ES is kind of in the same boat, unfortunately. Just been kind of dogging it here. I mean, this has been the range since the 26th of November. I mean, super tight, super tight. It's almost less than 100-point range on the ES. So the setups have been a little bit difficult on the ES, but that's okay as long as the NQ can provide us with some moves. I'm okay with that. All right, nice little setup here at the 25,514, targeting the 25,521 and the 525 with a stop loss at the 25,507. You got news coming out here at 9 a.m. We got Jolt's job openings at 9 a.m. So about 25 minutes from now. One second, guys. All right, remember, we got set up here at the NQ for a long at the 25, 514.75, targeting the 25, 521 and a quarter, and TP2 at the 25, 525.75. Stop loss at the 25, 507.50. Chump Sauce, good morning. Coach Cleats, good morning. Steve, good morning. Milan, good morning. Starscream, good morning. Nelson, good morning. Scott, good morning. Nordic, good morning. Job, good morning. Milan, how confident? If they're on the screen and they're in the signal service, that's all you got to know. Unless something happens, that I don't like on order book, I'll let you guys know. If we get a sweep, I'll let you guys know. All right, let's see what else we got here on this morning push. Hey, Rob, good morning. Welcome, my man. I had a good flight home last night. Got in around 8. It's weird going from 82 degrees and sunny to seeing about 9 inches of snow on the ground. Remember, we got high impact news coming in at 9 a.m. You got U.S. job, JOLTS job opening. Got FOMC tomorrow. See if the poly markets have changed anything on that. Even stronger than yesterday. They're at 95%. The poly market's at 95% that we get a quarter basis point reduction from the Fed tomorrow. And like I mentioned yesterday, typically when the poly markets are that high on one sway or the other, typically the price is kind of factored in. Now, if we don't get a price drop or a rate cut, then you can expect some extreme volatility. Well, you always get some kind of volatility in the FOMC. Oh man, Colorado, yeah, that's... You do any skiing, Michael? I tried snowboarding many years back. I just went for... I've skied, I think, once, like on a training hill. And it was fun. Snowboarding was fun. I picked it up pretty quick. Which they say, I think snowboarding is harder than skiing. I don't know if that's really true or not, but... Let's make sure that our ATMs are set here. Yeah, so I passed those 6 evals yesterday off of that IB trade, and I was mistaken yesterday. I had purchased those 6 with the $6 discount, so today I paid $36 for NPA fees for 6 funded accounts. Which is nice. And I keep getting the question on the PA, the lifetime PA discount. It's for the lifetime of the PA. So as long as you don't blow it or reset it, if you take a month to pass it, that $6 will still be in your dashboard when you go to pay for your PA. And I verified that with the evals that I passed in the previous discount, which was $40 lifetime PA. I went in, it was I think either the day after or 2 days after the sale had ended, and the $40 lifetime PA was in there. Well, it's $40 for 10 years, and then I think it's 1 penny for either the next 10 years, or it said like for the lifetime. I'm not sure. When I went to go pay for it. Yeah, just be careful on the slopes, man. That's, I think, one of the main reasons why I don't think I've really attempted to try it. I think I was traumatized as a kid. I think it was my, I don't know, maybe 5th grade or 6th grade social studies. I remember coming into school and we had a substitute teacher for like a couple days. And then finally the principal came in and said that I guess our main teacher and her husband had gone to a skiing trip, and the husband, I think, passed away from an accident on the slopes. And I still remember that day. I remember the principal even coming in, and that was probably, man, 30 plus years ago. So I think that kind of like that left an imprint on me. So I'd never been skiing or snowboarding before that, but I did try snowboarding after that, and I did go skiing on like I said, it was one of those like training hills. All right, 12 minutes to news. Now let's see what they might be looking at here. All right, so 650s have got a ton. That's going to be your stop run right there. That's confirmed with order book. So that could be an intermediate place that they go for news. And then they've got the, I'm looking at the 560s, which is right here. It's another stop run. So that's another area that the market can come after. And they like this red line right here. Yes, it's still pretty dormant. Nine minutes to news. I started a little poll here to see who was in the green yesterday. If I could vote, I would put yes. I told my wife to look for some deer meat after yesterday's conversation on stream. And try it. Market really doesn't have any direction right now. Let's see, it's going to probably want to tap into one of these intermediate spots. I'll probably see a swipe which one way or the other here. Morning, Nate. All right, overwhelming amount of you were in the green yesterday. That's good. It's good to hear. All right, 6 minutes to news. Right back. All right, less than 4 minutes here. I would say they take out one of these two a minute or two before news hits. Open their auction, close their auction. right, a minute to dudes. All right, here we go. Job openings came in better than expected. So I don't know now if that adjusts FOMC at all, but I don't think it will on that rate decision. I think it's already been decided. Well, kind of a nothing burger here this morning. Yeah, we said the same thing. Sky Crepe minds think alike. All right, so it looks like 90% of you guys were in the green yesterday. Hopefully that setup I left you guys with helped out. I think the strong moves is about 2 weeks overdue. All right. That was the pocket that they took out. Now let's see if they do an auction with that or not. So this is where the move originated from. Did break structure. I'm just not, I don't put a lot of weight into moves off the news. Especially not right at the impulse there. See if we get any kind of reaction here or not. Yeah, that was a nice one yesterday. This is where my unbalanced volume reactionary zone would have been at. Again, I'm not a big, I don't put a lot of weight on the market open at 8:30 and the news impulse moves. But I just want to see here if we do see some kind of reaction. You know, they could do business right here at the, what is this, the 20, let's say the 25,600s. So you guys could see you had the reaction, just no follow through there. So that would have been definitely a loser there. But you saw the reaction. This is ugly right now. Ugly price action. I'll be back, guys. See if the market could do something here. Man, these markets have been tough, man. Hopefully you guys can all see the shift from like price action from November, from even October, November to last week of November to now. It hasn't been pretty. But we'll stay patient. See if we can at least find a setup here. Even gold had a nice push early this morning. But it's just pretty much been ranging. It really is garbage. You are 100% right on that statement, my man. Yes, we are approaching Christmas vacation. Yep. We still need to buy some Christmas gifts, so hopefully we can get a few here. Let's see how. Well, June or July of this year was not slow at all. I mean, that was tariff news. July was tariffs, and that was probably the most volatile month of the year this year. That was insane. But these are those days where, you know, you start getting bored and you just start, you know, looking at charts and coming up with setups in your head that aren't real setups. And all this right here, I mean, this will just destroy you. It will destroy you. And I know as traders, we want to hit that button. We want to hit the sell and buy button. But that line that everybody uses, flat is also a position. An environment like this, flat's a good position to be in. Yeah, I mean, in this, you might as well just put a blindfold on yourself and randomly pick buy or sell. Might be right, might be wrong. And to be honest with you, even if you're right, the moves are so tight that you could be right for a minute or two and then be wrong and looking for a bigger target. I mean, even this right here, this, what is this, the 58s to 600s? You know, I mean, you could have very easily thought that it was going to hit here. I mean, it did knock out this level of stops that was sitting right here that I had marked out for earlier. But traders thinking that they might be going into this pool right here, they lost. That you think that you're going to finally break, you got to break a structure. You think that you're going to the top side, you lost. All right, 15 minutes for IB. All right, so I got some questions yesterday on the IB trade once again. And so the IB is the first hour of the market open. So for me, it's 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Central Time. If you're Eastern Time, it's 9:30 to 10:30. So just make the adjustment. It's first hour of the market open. It's pretty simple. You map out your high and low, and that's your initial balance of the market. And what I'm looking for is if we test the IB high after the hour has passed, once these become fixed, what I'm looking for is you've got two different ways of entering that trade. One is just a resting limit order. So this would be a resting sell order right here at the 25,670. And then you could target 15 points stop, 15 points take profit. Or how I trade it is I will look for a footprint confirmation. So in an instance where we're going to the IB high, I would be looking for a red footprint candle with positive delta, not negative delta. I'm looking for positive delta. And then I would be targeting 15 points from that confirmation that I get on the footprint, 15 points take profit, 15 points stop loss. And then vice versa for the IB low. Once we start coming into the IB low, again, option one would be a resting buy order right at the 25,560. Oh, it looks like this is the 200. Maybe it's covering up another label. Anyways, resting buy order here, 15 point stop, 15 point take profit. Or in this scenario, I would be looking for a green footprint candle. Okay, once price action touches the IB low or crosses it, I would be looking for a green footprint candle with negative delta. So those are your two entry models on the IB high, at least the way I play them. And I use the footprint confirmation. Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I agree with that, Michael. Because that's the problem is, you know, the reason why flipping the coin will beat a lot of the traders is because flipping a coin is going to be purely mechanical. And again, if you've got a mechanical set of rules to get in and out of a trade, you're already going to be better than most. Because some people have are great at even predicting the move, but get any type of drawdown on them and they're out. And then they see the move happen right after they're out. Where on a mechanical strategy, you know, as long as you're following the rules. But when you're discretionary trading, momentum trading, you know, it's and you don't have a clear, defined set of rules, it'll become very, very tough. No, Morgan, I don't, but I could work on that. It's pretty easy to do. It's an easy one to backtest. I think I could probably throw that into my into TradeZilla. It might, I don't know. I've never used like their backtesting feature, but I think it would be a pretty simple one to get stats on. $10 for IB here. %, yeah, I wait for the footprint candle. And my footprints, just for those that, you know, might be new, on the NQ, I am running my footprint on a 20 range chart. Okay, so it's pretty much each footprint is about 5 points. So I'm not running a time-based footprint. That will not work with my strategy at all. And then on the ES, I am running it on a 4 range footprint. I feel like I haven't even had to look at the footprint on the ES for at least 10 days. So at least it feels like it's just not been nothing there. I'm also watching GC for green play. What's the green play in GC for you? I think the initial balance for gold would probably be, I haven't tracked it, but the range in my opinion would be that, was it 8:20 or 8 o'clock, somewhere in that area. So it's a little bit before the equities. Proper range footprint for gold. So a good rule of thumb is just look at the value of the look at the value of the indices. So your ES is at 6,800. Your GC is at 4,200. So you probably want to stay in that 4 range area. And again, that's for scalps, guys. If you're looking to take bigger trades, you got to increase your range on your footprints. You know, you can even go to like a 40 range on the NQ, which is 10 points, which actually ends up working really nicely with the levels, with the bands and the levels. See if I can bring one up here. So like these bands that we've got up here and down here, you know, you can, if you want to scalp around that, I would increase my range on my volume on my range chart to probably about 40 range. On the ES, you could probably go to like a let's see, did I put 2 NQs? No. So this is about 34, so you'd probably want to be at like maybe a 12 range on the ES. All right, 4 minutes to IB here. We do have a big pocket of liquidity sitting up here at the, well, now it's at the 700s. We'll bring this guy down. 700s is very interesting to them. That's a 30-point range right there. All right, 3 minutes here to IB. And just so people understand this as well, the reason why IB is so popular is because for a low and a high to be formed, you're working within that first hour of the market, which is going to have the most volume of the day, and you're always going to have a high and a low of that. So generally, there's no secret that there's going to be a lot of volume sitting at the tops and at the bottoms with people's stops and directional plays. So that's the reason why the IB becomes, the initial balance becomes so popular, because that's an area of a lot of volume. You know, and then you've got these traders that are trading like, you know, the prior open, the overnight open, prior day close. And the only reason why they like those levels is because that's where volume is at. It's a pretty simple concept. You know, if you're trading those levels, you are a volume trader. You're a volume-based trader. Really nothing else. And the market loves those areas because all it's doing is open and closing auctions. So they opened up an auction right here at the 653s. I haven't really looked at the order book down here to see what was resting over here, but I'm sure that all the people that thought were going long, I mean, they just got slammed back down on that move. All right, so your IB is set. 25,670. That's super overwhelming with volume today. But a decent amount. You know, your only worry here is going to be a possible sweep of the 700s. $641s is unbalanced. Hopefully they don't tap into that prior to the IB. I don't want to see that. I don't like this little sweep right here. That would have been a fantastic target from the IB at the 41s, which they left unbalanced on this move right here. So I don't like that for the IB at all. Yeah, I don't like that move right here. Don't like that move at all. This would have been a fantastic target for the IB. They're still defending the 65s up to the 70s. But this is an ugly sweep here area. I don't know, I'd have to see something extremely convincing. You got it, Juno. Who's talking about GC? I think it was DA. I think someone said DA. So what's your volume profile concept on gold? I'm curious. Did you ever decide on a percentage of distance to stop loss if it shouldn't enter the trade? I'll make the change. And okay. Michael, I'll get back to you on that one today, I promise. Yeah, Morgan, the only issue on the 12 with the ES is that you got to remember that that's 3 points, and a typical scalp on the ES is 3 to 4 points, sometimes 5 points. So, you know, again, if you're I would use that footprint for a bigger move. The 4 is going to be great for scalping those 3 to 5 point range trades. I mean, do whatever you feel is comfortable, but that's just my opinion. Fear and greed index. We're in fear mode right now. Probably a good time to buy. U.S. seeks to deepen defense and energy ties with India. Okay. Morning, Key. So, DA, you're going to share your volume profile setup with us on the GC? Just curious to hear other people's thoughts and what other people trade. I love this shit. And there's so many people on, especially on YouTube, that if you come up with a alternative strategy to what they trade, they instantly put you on blast. And I just find like that's so ridiculous. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. I don't even like that phrase, but I know that that's what it explains what I'm trying to say. It just doesn't make any sense to me. There's not only one way to trade. There might be only one way to trade for a particular trader. All right, let's see what happens here. So currently the 53s are open. If they don't rebalance this here, that could be a target. It's about 17 points, 16. It's if they don't rebalance it right now. And if they rebalance this, I think that there's a big likelihood of the 25-700s of a bigger sweep here. That's just my opinion. If they do come back and rebalance this 653 prior to going through the IB. Because now they're just looking for fuel. There's something about this move here I just don't like. I do not like it. They've rebalanced both of my positions that I would have loved to target, or that I know that the market would want to finish off an auction at. So now to me, the probability to me looks a lot stronger of a sweep here. I mean, I obviously could be wrong. I mean, this could play out perfectly on a resting limit order, but that's just what I see. So there was your tap. A lot of positive delta. All right, no footprint there. A lot of positive delta. No positive delta there. Now that could be skewed here because you had so many contracts onto the green positive delta. So like you could almost make a case that this could have been very close to a positive delta because we went through 159 contracts, 158, but still not the entry confirmation that I'm looking for. And again, my concern is that sweep to the 25-700 just based on price action on how we got to the IB. So on a 15-point resting limit, you'd still be in this trade. I wouldn't like it, but I think you would still. Well, that was a great footprint confirmation right there. If you guys can see this one right here, That's a nice one. It's just a little ways away from the IB high at that point for me. But that's a great confirmation. So you could see a dip here. So, Michael, I'm going to assume that you're talking about this confirmation right here, right? Because, yeah, that was a really good one. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That was a fantastic... I don't know where it went now. But it was a little high for me. I don't know why my cursor isn't showing up here. Right here. But that was about 8 points over IB. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one. And now they're coming after. Let's see if they rebalance this. But yeah, that was a great confirmation right there. So again, for me, just not the cleanest setup. I did not like how they came up to how they approached this IB high. They kept balancing out all the areas that I was looking at. I mean, they missed this one down here at the 53s by a point or two, but they still knocked into it. So just to me wasn't the greatest. So 500 positive. So I think what do we divide that by 100? All right. So I think you would have got your 15 points. Because I think this only went up maybe 11. 13 and a quarter. It was dicey, man. It was a dicey one. Big dicey one, but they did rebalance that area. All right, now let's see if anything... Nope, that's all shit. That's crap. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it for an early day today. I got a shit ton of work to get to today from being out. So remember, the only thing I've got right now on the horizon that looks very interesting is the 25.14.75 on the NQ, targeting the 25.521 and a quarter, and then TP2 is the 25.525.75, and then the stop loss at the 25.507. That's what I see here. If you haven't liked the stream, remember today's the last day for the Apex sale, 60% off, $6 PAs. Go get some evals, try to pass it in a day here, and be ready to trade with some funded money. And always use code TraderRob there. And I'll keep looking at the market. I'll keep checking in here and see if anything interesting comes up. But yeah, that IB play on that last confirmation for me, that's where I would have taken my entry. But again, it was about 8 points over the IB high. So it's just dicey for me in general. I did not like the sweeps of the balanced areas, which is what I target for my profit areas. But it would have played out. Dicey meatball. Yep. All right, guys, have a great day. Stay patient out there, man. I know in this market, it's so easy to want to hit the buy and sell button. Trust me, I want to so bad as well. But staying flat is a position too, and preserve some capital. All right, guys, we'll be back at it tomorrow, 8:30 market open. Anything happens from now to tomorrow market thing, just check the signal service and see if there's any new setups. Take care, everybody. See you guys tomorrow. Good job, Scott.